Thank you for joining us for this episode of CNTV. I'm Brad Clonch.
And I'm Quinn Tran. We continue our conversation with a Chickasaw citizen. Nikki Willis recovered from COVID-19, but then battled a different illness.
Here's a recap of her journey and how it inspires her future.
Whenever I had COVID, it really attacked the inflammation in my body, which caused that inflammation to increase to the point where it made it really, the pain in my hands and my feet really severe. They did do some scans and x-rays and things, and my hands and feet have started to turn. So that's why they came to the conclusion that it was RA. I just asked him, I said, as an artist, I can't hardly hold a pencil sometimes. And I said, what type of outlook do I have on the longevity of my hands being able to do that? And he said, well, the medication that you're on will slow things down. And he said, I can't give you a definite time, but at this rate, you may not be able to use your hands that way in 10 years. And that was really almost devastating as an artist. And, it just made me really sit back and think about, well, what am I doing and what, I am a Christian and I believe that God gave me artistic abilities for a purpose. And so, by no means do I think, oh my gosh, in 10 years, I'm not going to be able to use my hands. That wasn't the mindset that I had coming from that. I had the mindset that if that is what happens, I want to make the best use of my abilities in 10, 15, even if it's 20 years. I really sat down and I just realized how important it was for me to teach. I wanted to share my abilities with other artists and students and children. And so it really helped set me on a track of, if this is what's going to happen, what do I want to do with the time that I still have use of my hands?
Faith and family mean a lot to you.
Oh, absolutely.
What did your prayers lead you towards?
I had recently finished my schooling at the University of Oklahoma. My husband was very encouraging about me having my own studio space. God just opened several doors for me. And I've just been walking this road where he's leading me. And I don't know what tomorrow looks like, but I am definitely enjoying the path that he has put me on.
So you opened up a studio. It's called Nicole Willis and Company Art Studio, located in downtown Ada, Oklahoma, in the mini mall on Broadway.
Yes. So I teach private art lessons, and then I teach digital art classes. We've learned character drawing, and they've designed stickers and different really fun things that they've learned how to draw. And then with my fine art students, we do a variety of fine art where we learn the basics of color theory and all of the elements of art. And then we also do some ceramics, we do painting, sketching. And so it's so much fun to introduce them to different mediums and materials that they've never even experienced before. Most of the students that I teach in my studio, they don't have access to art in school yet. And so most of the surrounding areas, they do not have art in the middle school and elementary levels. And so that was one of the main goals, was that I wanted to offer art for those students that were already creative and knew that they were interested in that, but they just didn't have the access to it yet.
One of the unique aspects of your studio is digital art. I don't think there are many places that teach digital art.
That is the lane that I absolutely love. Almost all of my artwork starts out digital. And so I start out digitally, and then I paint that usually onto a canvas or a panel or whatever I'm working with. But I almost always start out that way. And the program that I teach them through, it's so user-friendly that I started out teaching it to my daughter. And at the time, I think she was about 9 or 10, and she picked it up. And there are things that she did so quickly that I was just astonished by how well she picked it up. And, technology is just the wave right now. That's where everything is. And seeing her progress and just pick it up so fast made me really want to offer that to other kids. And so I thought, well, they're already on an iPad. Most of them, they have, they're on some type of phone or some type of electronic. And so that's really why I wanted to offer it, because I hadn't seen anybody else in the Ada area offer that.
And the response.
Oh, it's been wonderful. Right now, I think the youngest one I have is in 4th grade, and he has picked it up so well. It is just, they're all doing wonderful. And it's just so great to see their eyes light up when they realize, like, I have created this, and in the software that we teach in, they can do animation. And so when they start to see the artwork that they drew take form and move across the screen, it's just a completely different, it's just so rewarding to see them so encouraged by that, to really work hard to create something that is a product of their love and their creativity that some of them don't even know that they have. That is what I want. I want them to come in and just have an experience that they did not expect to have. I graduated from Bing, and the art teacher really invested a lot of time in me, and I was so fortunate for that. And so, but I never thought art was a career. I always thought art was a hobby, and it was something that I loved to do. But it wasn't until, probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, I saw an artist, a Native American artist online, and his artwork blew me away. It spoke to my soul, I would say, because I always wanted to include my Native American heritage into my artwork, and I had no clue how, because I have been a huge Andy Warhol fan all of my life. I loved pop art, and it was the first time I ever saw someone bring their heritage and their culture into their art, and that ignited a spark in me that I did not even know it was possible. And so I started trying to play a little bit with Native American pop art. And that has been the lane that I absolutely love the most. I love to do, just little spins on things that my family and I find interesting, kind of like Pac-Man and Mario Brothers. And so a lot of my art incorporates Native American iconography. Almost all of my artwork right now has some type of Southeastern tribal designs in it. And so it's usually a lot of bright, bold artwork. That is the lane that I'm in right now that I really absolutely love. Whenever I started researching and studying Southeastern tribal designs, I opened up a part of myself that I didn't even know existed, this love for these symbols that represented our people. And it really connected me with a culture that I wouldn't say missed out on. I just kind of overlooked it for so long that I didn't fully understand, And so it was really nice to get connected with that on a spiritual level.
Her message is one of faith, hope, and family. She says all of those combined helped her through her journey.
She has an inspiring story. We take you now to the Chickasaw Institute of Technology. This is a place where Chickasaw citizens get training for in-demand careers that include electrical, plumbing, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, construction, administrative, and medical coding.
We kind of think of ourselves as the tribe's technical school. So if we identify a need, an employment need, we try to accommodate by offering the training for that. The classes are set up on a 12-month curriculum. Students come into the Institute after being selected. It's 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And there are different components. So for an example, the electrician apprentice program, students will be in the classroom from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday here in this facility. Their classroom sits right next to a shop so that they can get the classroom education component of it and learn the codes that they'll need to know when they're going to take their tests for licensure. And then they can step right out into the workshop and get their hands on some things. The third component is the on-the-job training. We utilize partners in the community and partners within the nation to place our students out there so they get that real world experience of working for a supervisor, working on a job site, and working around professionals who have been doing this for years. The uniqueness is we're in our own buildings. We have our own instructors. We provide everything that a student needs to be successful. And at the end of this, they have a career as opposed to having a job.
There is no financial cost to Chickasaw citizens. They are eligible for compensation while training. Learn more by contacting the Chickasaw Institute of Technology.
We recently shared with you this wonderful Chickasaw children's book. Funny Fani is about a squirrel who loves animals. Readers follow her on a fun rhyming adventure, learning Chickasaw words for the animals she encounters at the zoo. The book has now been adapted into a musical at Tishomingo Elementary School. These fourth grade students have been rehearsing for performances set for May 5th at Fletcher Auditorium in Tishomingo at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. and May 6th at the McSwain Theatre in Ada at 10 a.m. and noon. Next time on CNTV, we'll visit with a Tishomingo Fine Arts teacher who adapted the story to the stage for his young students.
Chickasaw Nation Productions is looking for people for several future projects. People of all ages and backgrounds are needed to serve as talent in film and video, radio, print, and other publications. All Chickasaw citizens are encouraged to participate. There's no experience required.
Now, if you're going for a speaking role, sure, practice out, say your lines in the mirror. But sometimes we just need people to walk by in the background, or to stand there, or to come and be a part of a crowd like we had with Montford and with Teata when she was in the theater. We just had people sitting in the background. We need those people. It's the people that are willing to put in the time. A lot of times with video productions, it's a lot of hurry up and wait. You know, we have to reset cameras, reset lights, and things like that. And so it takes patience to be on-screen talent. And then with print productions and PSAs, you know, we need those people that will come in and help us tell our story by either, you know, dressing in regalia that we have or maybe that they have that's passed down from their family, that can help us get out that public service announcement, or that can be on a billboard advertising one of our like cultural center and things like that. And so we need anybody and everybody, all shapes, sizes, ages, everything. We need you.
Go to chickasawfilms.com to put your information in the talent database. Chickasaw Nation Productions will reach out to you about how you can be a part of exciting upcoming projects. Well, we're glad that you spent some time with us here on CNTV.
Thank you. We'll see you next time.